American Lithium is a lithium developer. We've got a large project in Nevada, which we call TLC, which is a mid-grade claystone. And then we have a large at-surface hard rock project on the lithium side in Peru called Falchani. We also, along the way, picked up the fifth largest undeveloped uranium asset in the world called Macusani. Key milestones for us is we got a plan of operations approved in Nevada, which gave us the permits to drill up to 110 new drill sites at our TLC project. And we started drilling there in January, and we now have 2 rigs going. So a large program will do all the drilling that we need to take that project into feasibility and beyond. And then in Peru, we've been anticipating permits for a couple of months, which will then allow us to do a large drilling program at both Falchani and Macusani. We expect that to kick off any week. We really are just waiting for the final permits. Well, so TLC, we have a large resource defined. Really, for us at TLC now, it's about publishing our maiden preliminary economic assessment, and that should happen by mid-year. In Peru at Falchani, our goal now is to update the previous PEA and then move that project into the feasibility phase as quickly as possible. So, we're drilling at both. We're going to update pricing and models and economics, and then, as I say, look to move Falchani into feasibility. So I think the key milestones for us, and again, we're drilling in Nevada, we're about to start drilling in Peru, but the key steps beyond that is we're looking for a maiden PEA at TLC by mid-year. We're then looking to update the existing PEA for Falchani by the end of Q3, and then also update the PEA at Macusani by the end of Q4. And as I said, before the end of the year, move Falchani into feasibility. So lots of milestones. Starting with TLC in Nevada, it is a claystone project. American Lithium actually started life as a brine-focused company in Nevada. With the work we did, our own conclusion was that brines are difficult at best in Nevada, and we moved on to what's known as the claystone deposits, like Lithium Americas, Rhyolite Ridge with Ioneer, Cypress. And we believe that the claystones will ultimately produce the vast majority of US domestic lithium supply and a good chunk of the global supply chain. So for us, what distinguishes that project from the other claystone deposits are the ability for us to separate the lithium and extract the lithium in as little as 10 minutes using an acid leach. It's a cold water environment, so low energy needed to get the lithium out, which is, we think, a key attribute. At Falchani, it's really the purity and the grade of the lithium and the fact it sits at surface. So when you look at the global cost curve, we're able to recover battery-grade lithium for one of the lowest costs on the global cost curve. So very key attributes for both. Yeah, so I mean, when we acquired Plateau Energy last year, that brought in our Peruvian assets. But what it also did is bring in a third asset. It brought in a very strong technical team that had proven the ability to take one unique style of mineralization to battery-grade lithium. And so bringing that in-house enabled us to then put those brains to work as we unlocked the puzzle at TLC, and are in the process of showing that we can produce battery-grade lithium from TLC as well. So the merging of the teams has been great. I'd say Dr. Lawrence Stefan is a key player in that. Ted O'Connor, who was a senior with Cameco back in the day before joining Lawrence at what was Macusani Yellowcake. And both of them built the Macusani district and discovered Falchani. So those two are key. Our chairman, Andy Bowring, is a key player in the industry. I've had the good fortune to be mentored by Andy for about 20 years. I've worked on a number of projects with him. And as well as being a key founder of American Lithium, he also was a founder of Millennial, which was sold recently to Ganfeng in Argentina. So a great guy to have. And then we have really strong teams, both on the ground in Peru and in Nevada as well. So we're in a very strong position financially. We have about 53, 54 million Canadian on the balance sheet. We have a budget this year of roughly $30 million. But we also have over $70 million of in-the-money warrants and options with strike prices of $3 and below. So we think we're really well capitalized for the next couple of years, which is at a time when we're doing a lot of work and achieving a lot of milestones. So we're not scrimping on anything, but we have a strong enough balance sheet to allow us to do a lot of work over the next couple of years. One-to-one Las Vegas is great. I've been coming to one-to-one events now for several years, you know, in Cape Town and London. And so for me, it's great that we have it in Vegas. Obviously, we're only 3.5 hours away from our Nevada project. So very handy for me. And I think it's really handy to also bring in investors, not only from the West Coast, but the East Coast. So it's a great forum and a great venue.